Hello,
Hi.
it has been a week. How are you doing at school?
First week at school was hard for me. How about you?
Yeah, I was also having some troubles. I think I will need more time to accustom myself to this new environment. But let's just put it aside and hit into our topic today. Activity, do you focus more on? Is it study or exercising?
Indeed, I focus more on study because at this age I was asked to be serious and my teacher and my parents always asked me to study harder and harder. So once in a month do I do exercises because I'm type of a very lazy person. So I I rarely do exercises, especially morning exercises. How about you? Do you concentrate on studying more like me?
Yes, me too. I found that learning is much more interesting than exercising. But I'm not really affected by things like you should study harder and harder and harder in order to gain like a 9 or something like that. But I just want to study and reading more. But in fact, I do spare an amount of time. It's not fixed, but I always try to spare an amount of time to stroll around and do something to keep myself active and also to increase some important hormones. But today's there are some people, some young people that say staying healthy is more important than study to young people. What do you think about that? Are you in favor of staying healthy or study?
Of course, I'm in favor of being healthy because if we are healthy, we can do anything, and we have the best spirit for study. You know some situation that a student in Penghu secondary school, is the secondary school of mine, uh, she she was suffered from a psychology problem, and then her parents was determined. Her parents decided to send her to Dallas in order to help her relax and uh, have the most spiritual matter. And then she come back and she become the best student in my school. That's one example I want to show you that if we if we have health, if we have good health, we can do anything. And that's also the reason why I think being healthy is more important than studying.
Yeah, I do agree with you that keeping our health and more particularly keeping our nervous system healthy is of great importance. And one idiom that I think you and also I and hundreds of people in Vietnam and in our class have heard since we're still very young, it is một nụ cười bằng 10 tháng thuộc bộ. And I think that's a really actual experience that our ancestors has inferred from the actual experiences. It's really, really important for youngsters like us to be mentally healthy, especially when we are still hitting puberty and our mind and things haven't completed yet. And we really need health, we really need laughs that can that can prevent us from stressing out. I would say that studying is still my first priority. And in my way of thinking, it's important to keep the balance between exercising and studying. Because if you neglect study just because you want to exercise more, it will become really dangerous because your future can be dark. Do you agree with me in that?
Yeah, I agree with you that if we not study, our future will be dark. And I also recommend we and many other students that we should balance the mode between studying and doing exercises in order to uh, grow better. That's all. I think that's all for today. We have a fantastic and realistic conversation for today, though. In the end, we reach a conclusion and we show our results that our students should balance their time between studying and doing exercises.
Okay, that's what I also want to say as last words that I would advise you. Just like peers together, we should study as well as that in that time we should do exercise on a regular basis and don't study too hard because too much of nothing is good or something like too much of anything is not good. I don't know, but anyway, you should balance. Okay, you should keep the balance and hope you have a nice week. Bye bye.
Bye. Hope to see you next topic.